My name's Robyn. I'm a paranormal enthusiast. I've been investigating staying places for the last 12 years. Been doing it kind of all my life, but taking it seriously more this last decade. Last year, I was volunteering my time giving tours at the Old Washoe Club. They usually do tours till I think it was 6 p.m. And then I started up at 6, did the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, and then overnight investigations if people were willing to pay for time upstairs to investigate with me. Once again, I was a volunteer, so.
Okay, that's awesome. And then where is Washoe located?
The Old Washoe Club is located in Virginia City, Nevada. It is the Old Millionaires Club. They moved into that club, I believe, in 1876. Before that, it was the Joseph Douglas Building. That was built in 1862. And then in the 70s and 80s, the 1970s and 80s, it was a makeshift boarding house.
Okay, that's awesome. And then do you know any specific history, of anybody dying there, or is it just is there any specific reason to the paranormal activity there?
So Virginia City is basically, they call it the most haunted town west of the Mississippi. So for me, I've always gone there and explored many places. The Washoe is just the one that I kind of call home because I became friends with all the people who worked there. Basically, the whole town is very haunted. There has been deaths in the Washoe Club. There have been deaths when it was a boarding house. Last living tenant there was, I believe, 1982, but I could be off a couple years. In 1873, there was an explosion in the back on June 29th. The neighboring building, which was housed by Jacob von Bocklin, an ex-Union general soldier, had a pet monkey, and the monkey got into some nitroglycerin because he worked for the mines. The nitroglycerin caught fire, exploded, and 12 people ended up dying, including tenants that were in the Washoe building.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's also the old bartender, Scotty, who shot himself in the head in 1982 on the third floor. There is also the lady in blue who said to haunt there. I personally think that this could be Julia Bulette, but people who work there will argue with me. Also, there is the Red Room where I actually felt an overdose. I can feel people die in my body. It is a weird gift. And so I personally believe that somebody died in one of the doorways in room 12 on the third floor.
Okay. All right. And then, so you've been investigating the Washoe Club, and I've heard you have had some crazy experiences. So do you want to tell us about some of those experiences that you've had?
Yeah, I've been going to the Washoe Club for the last 6 years. It was, I basically watch all those shows like everybody else does while I was doing it on the side. And I found a couple places on the shows and I phoned and asked for information. The Washoe just seemed to be the best deal because they gave you the keys and kind of let you have your own way, which was nice. I mean, you're on camera the whole time, so you're not really going to do anything. And there's nothing up there. When I went up there, there were no antiques in the building. Since then, times have changed. There's a lot more stuff up there. A lot more money has been put into it. What else did you ask? Sorry.
So what experience with the paranormal have you had up there?
So many. When I was working as a tour guide, it was every day. So I saw men, women, children, shadows, orbs of light. I got touched. I saw people get pushed. I saw people faint. I seen black creatures crawl out of smoke portals and come after me. I've seen, ladies and that just disappear into walls. One of the tour guides actually saw a black shadow figure run from the third floor down the stairs on all fours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, lots of stuff. Mostly I deal with audio, so I walk around with a digital recorder at all times and then go through it that way. I know that they know who I am. I know that they enjoy having me around. I know that they hate tours. um, Yeah, it's just a nice amicable relationship, like going to visit friends.
Hmm. So what is, so you said that you've gotten some EVPs. Um, do you have like any examples of what you've picked up?
Yeah, so I've been going there for a long time, and they have like for the tours, the tour guide always used to go into the speaker system in the bar, and he would always say Robyn Jean dancing queen, and that's what he used to call me. Well, the first night I ever decided to do the investigation on my own, before I even got to the upstairs portion, I was just on my way to start investigating when I caught a voice of a man who said, "Come on, Robyn Jean, dancing queen." So, an example. I've also had my voice mimicked. I've had weird growls and sounds like that. Little girls giggling. Um, yeah, lots of activity.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
pretty crazy place.
yeah. Do you have any like favorite experience that you want to share? Like just with the Washoe Club or outside of the Washoe Club with the paranormal?
This year, when I went to go do the tours, the one thing I said I really wanted to experience was I wanted to have a ghost take my tour without me knowing. And then I wanted to find out later that that person was a spirit. Well, July, I think it was 20th, I took up 11 people, and you count them on the way up. I took up 11 people, and when we got to the top, everybody was there. I do counts throughout the building. It's 9,000 square feet and 32 rooms. So you kind of have to keep track of everyone when you're the only person up there with them. Well, this one lady actually saw this gentleman as well, but I've always said at the back of the second floor, there's an area where you can look down into the crypt. There's a staircase there that seems to go to nowhere. It probably went to somewhere once upon a time, but since then it's been remodeled and it literally goes to nowhere. I consider that hallway to be a portal or pass through for spirits. So we started out the tour, we're going through, and we get to that point, and I get everyone to look down into the crypt, and then we go to the next room. And as soon as I had my flashlight up, this gentleman came up to me with brass glasses, and he was dressed really modern in a green golf shirt that was tucked into like jeans or something. And he asked me, "What is this?" And I said, "Sir, this is the crypt. Don't worry, we'll go downstairs and we'll see it from that perspective as well." So he walked into the room, and then when I got into the ballroom, which is like 3 rooms after that, I had noticed the gentleman had disappeared. So I ended up exiting the building, and this was the only time I ever did this, but we have a thing called a barker outside. So it's a person who tries to get people to come on the tours. And I had to get him to go upstairs to check. I was like, I think there's like an old guy that's like lost up there or something. So I continued my tour to the back to the crypt. And when he came back, he said, no, no one was there. And I was like, it was this man with brass glasses. This Mexican lady said that she had also seen the gentleman. So I told her to stop. I gave her a piece of paper. I took a piece of paper, and we drew the exact same gentleman.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool because I looked in that man's eyes. I talked to that man. We talked to each other. And then the best part was we switch off tour guides, right? So
Mm-hmm.
at 6 p.m., I come on, and Carl leaves. But on Carl's 5 p.m. tour, the man who was on that came back. He came running back to the Barker as we're trying to find this old guy. And he's like, "I've got something for you." And I was like, "Don't tell me it's a man." And he was like, "Yeah, it was." And I was so sure that it was in the spot, and it was in the exact same spot, and it was a man, and it was caught 30 minutes to 40 minutes before we saw him.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. And then, just for anybody who's interested in the paranormal, do you have any advice or tips for them?
Um, I know TV shows are great and awesome, and entertaining, but this is real stuff. And I mean, if you're going to go to a haunted place with your family and bring like a Ouija board and try to conjure something you know nothing about, it's probably not a good idea. I've had doors and walls that I've run into on my own, and I couldn't even imagine that if, there were children involved. One of the scariest things in the world when I was doing these tours was babies. People bringing their babies to a dark, haunted place with a beer in one hand and a baby in the other. If they can't walk, don't bring your children into a haunted building. That's just my advice. Always be humble. If you're going to go into a place, try doing a walk around with absolutely nothing to catch proof. Don't even bring a flashlight. Just go in and feel the atmosphere. Also, if you're going to do house cases or you're going to take it up to be sensitive and help people in their homes, that is their home. So anything that you do in there, they're going to have to deal with the aftermath. Same with large haunted places. So tread lightly and observe. In 12 years, I've calmed down quite a bit. I don't use my SB7 spirit box really anymore, unless it was at the Washoe and someone asked me to. Spirits also love music. It's transcendent. Try playing or singing music in a building and then investigating just to change the tune. Not everything you run into is going to be a demon. And when you say that kind of stuff, it actually gives them power. So don't go investigating if you're angry or you've had a bad day or something's happened in your love life and you're fed up. Make sure you're in good spirits before you go to these places, because that energy that you bring into that place is the energy that they actually use and give back.
Exactly. That's what I'm always trying to tell people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But
that's. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
like I said, like if you are brave enough, and everything's safe, don't go into a building where you might die because the floor is missing. Map it out in the daytime, but try going into a place with absolutely no equipment and try doing it by yourself. If you're in for the experience and not the proof, you are guaranteed in a lot of these really haunted places to have experiences when you just go in and you're not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you giving me your time and talking to me about your experiences.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
No
well,
problem.
is there anything else you want to say or anything like that?
No, just make sure to go to Nevada. It's always really awesome. Virginia City is something that everybody should check out. The Old Washoe Club is a great place. It's $400 to rent it out for a night. If you are interested, just phone the bar there and they'll get you in.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we definitely want to check it out here pretty soon, maybe this next spring. So hopefully we'll be able to see you there.
Yeah, cool. That'd be awesome.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you. And I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, nice to meet you and happy investigating all that stuff. Happy holidays.
Yeah, you too. Happy holidays.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.